If you are in a business where you are exchanging money for goods or services, you need to make sure that you treat your customers with respect. Hey guys, Latif Kadri, the BDG Insider. Just want to talk real quick about an interaction that I had with a buddy of mine a few days ago. He's in the Highline car business, and he does a pretty solid new car business, but the used car business is pretty solid as well, and that's where kind of the bread and butter is. And I want to talk about arrogance in sales. I'm reminded of that movie Pretty Woman with Richard Gere and I forget that gal's name, but
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts. There you go. Where she goes into the store in Beverly Hills, and they turn their nose up at her, and she buys all the stuff anyways, and just kind of rubs it in her face. But the reality is that when somebody is rude to you, in that kind of environment, the customer goes away and doesn't come back. It kind of comes back to the old "don't judge a book by its cover" type deal. But back to the arrogance. The conversation that I was having with this cat. He goes into about how, well, if they don't do this, we're not going to serve them. They don't do this, we're not going to take care of them. We're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. And I'm reminded of Sears. You look at where Sears is at today. Facing bankruptcy. I mean, this was the bread and butter. This was the Amazon of America for 50, 60 years. 400,000 employees. One of the biggest companies. I think at one point in the game they said it was responsible for 2.5% of the American economy. How big that company was. And I'm talking to a cat that's got a used car, a new car store that does maybe 100 cars a month and makes some money. But that sheer arrogance of how they interact with people is uncalled for. So my tip is this: I don't care what you sell. I don't care what you do. I've heard all of the cliches about how the guys treat customers or how they should act, whether you're going to a Porsche store and this and that. That is all complete horse shit. If you are in a business where you are exchanging money for goods or services, you need to make sure that you treat your customers with respect. And I don't care how they look, what they're looking for, what their credit is like, whatever the situation is, you need to treat everybody with respect, because I promise you, there's always a 7-800 beacon in the family. You never know who's been stocking and saving money for the last 20 years to come in and buy something. You don't know what tomorrow holds. You don't know what the economy holds, because I'll tell you what, right now people are high on the hog, rocking and rolling. The stock market's on fire. Everybody's getting rich at the higher end of the deal. But I'll tell you something, that could change like this, and it could be 2008 all over again. So you need to make sure that when you're talking with your customers, you're working with your people, you're operating with respect, treating them as a guest in your home. And I promise you, that is what will ensure long-term success. I've seen organizations that have made it 60, 70 years in the car business because that is their mantra. We treat our guests as, we treat our customers as guests in our home. And I promise you, that'll go a long, long way. And you know what? Even if you're not the dealer, even if you're not the GM, if you're a salesperson, if you operate with that mantra, your customers will follow you, your customers will be loyal to you, and I promise you, you will never hurt for business, whether it's 2008 or it's 2017, 18, where you're rocking and rolling and selling cars like candy bars, all right? So that's a quick tip of the day. Hope you sell like hell. Take care. We'll talk soon.